Today I'm going to show you the two pieces of gear that if I could go back, I would not buy. The first piece of gear is this guy. It's from Axler. Pretty sure I spent like over $80 on this, and this was the worst purchase I made my entire career so far. Most of the purchases I make are super well researched. I think about them and compare and look at them on different websites. I love being able to call either B&H or Adorama and speak to them, and they have people who will get on the phone with you. It's not like a robot or something, and just have all my questions answered. Oh, another really cool thing that I love doing is going to the expos, whether it's B&H's Build Expo, and then I ask all the reps from the companies who come down all the questions that I have. So last year I was looking into buying an Easyrig, so I spoke to all the Easyrig guys at their booth. And then I was also looking into buying a new drone, so I asked all the questions that I had to a human being face-to-face at the DJI booth. Most of the decisions that I make when it comes to buying gear are well thought out and researched, and I make sure that I have, like, my financials are in order to do it. This was a bad choice. The number one reason why this is just awful is because it doesn't work. You'd think, oh, slider, you get steady shots with this. I tried everything. I turned steady shot on my camera. I set up a light stand on this side and a light stand on this side and a light stand in the middle to literally just have like max support. I sandbagged those light stands and still shaky. Like, you think it's such a good piece of gear. You can adjust the tightness on the wheel so you can get like a looser or tighter shot. Shaky. It was always shaky. So honestly, like, quite frustrating. I only ever tried to use it one time for a job, and it didn't work on the job. And I ended up pulling out a gimbal and getting the same movement that I was looking for, way less shaky. So something like handheld with a gimbal, which is technically not handheld, I know, but the gimbal worked better than this. And I've since not used it. I honestly should throw it out. Like, if I sell it to someone, I'm not doing them a favor. I honestly, for the filmmaking community, probably should just throw this thing out. The next piece of gear that I would never buy again, and I almost hate, is this. I bought this from Easyrig when I first got my camera, and the idea is that if you loosen this, that you can attach this to the top handle to the hot shoe mount on your camera. What a horrible decision that was, because in the middle of an event, it just kept falling off. And the last thing you want in the middle of an event, I don't even have to tell you this, is that your top handle and camera come apart while you're filming, and I had a screen mounted up here. So just never used this since. It's just, I way prefer, I'm going to show you what I have these days. So if you're looking for a top handle, this is what you should be looking for, is a NATO mount. Now the NATO mount is on the camera that I'm filming with, so it's basically a metal rail that has two metal clips on either side, so it can't fall off unless you push down on that metal piece. So it would be impossible, even if this got loose, it would be impossible for it to fall off. As opposed to this gets loose while your top handle is falling off in the middle of an event. So this is what I would get, this is what I wouldn't get, and together, the slider and this are the two pieces of gear that if I could go back and not buy, I would not buy these pieces of gear.